Hey everybody, what's up? A couple of announcements. First of all, tomorrow we will get the jobs number for March. I sent out my forecast in an email to MMT Trader subscribers. If you are not a subscriber and you want to get that email, because my forecasts are always right on the money, they have been correct every single time in terms of the direction above or below the consensus forecast, in other words, the magnitude and the direction. And that's what's important, because the amount of deviation from the street forecast, that's what's going to move the market. So if you want to get that email, just go to my website, Pitbull Economics, and sign up for a 30-day free trial to MMT Trader, and I will send you out that email. So right now, the stock market over this past week actually saw some interesting movements. Really, you could call it some panicky selling. As you know, if you listen to my discussions that I have had on these videos with regard to the so-called or the supposed trade wars, and I basically really took that, number one, I took that whole trade war concern really with a grain of salt, and I told people to use the selling in the market to slowly start to accumulate positions in good name stocks that are being beaten down. And that's exactly what my people, my subscribers, have been doing. There are also some other indications, some technical and sentiment indications that this thing is beginning to maybe wash out as a bottom in the market. We have seen, first of all, sentiment, investor sentiment, as indicated in a number of different sentiment surveys, start to look pretty negative, all right? We have also seen, what is very interesting, is a significant liquidation in the long S&P futures position by asset managers. Now, you may recall in the past, I spoke about this a number of times, that asset managers who were basically flat the market in the beginning of 2016, and I should actually say they were basically flat the market at the time of the presidential election in November 2017. They really started to get in late November, and they built up a very, very significant net long position. Net long would be taking the longs minus the shorts, and that total, which got to over 1 million contracts net long. In the past more than several weeks, in the past couple of months, they have been bringing that position down, in essence, liquidating those long positions. And really, in the last few weeks, they have picked up that liquidation activity in a very substantial manner. In other words, they've reduced their position. Last I checked, which was last week's CFTC commitment report, that was cut by half. And I suspect that when we see the CFTC's commitment report tomorrow on Friday, we're going to see an even further decline in that net long position. Why is that important? Well, they bought the market all the way up. They were essentially the buyers in the S&P futures contracts, because dealers, which are basically the banks and the Wall Street investment banks, they were on the sell side, and speculators were on the sell side the whole entire time. So this mass liquidation by asset managers, this is sort of a bailout, a cleansing out, a washout, whatever term you want to use. We get that down far enough, I think the market composition becomes a lot more stable, and the environment in the market becomes a lot better for a rally. So you have the sentiment, you have market composition. This is all the stuff I talk about in the weekly report. not just talk about it, but I put the numbers in there. So, like I said, we have been buyers on this pullback, and, just taking our time as it comes back down. More information today or comment I had about gold, about the dollar. Those trends remain intact. And I know people are starting to get a little bit impatient with gold's rise. You have to be patient about this. The fundamentals are very positive. Back in, and I discuss also today what is holding the gold market down. There's something, there's one factor, one major factor in the gold situation right now, which is keeping it sort of from moving up to higher levels. I discussed that as well today in an email that I sent out. So tomorrow, it's always a big number. All right, that jobs report is the big number of the month. The forecast is for 200,000 non-farm payrolls. Don't forget, the last time I said it was going to be a very, very strong number. It came in at 313. We got it right. We bought the dollar. We, sold treasuries, all that stuff. You got to know what the number is going to be tomorrow. You got to know what the number is going to be with respect to the expectation. That's what's important. Again, I talk about that. So if you want to get that, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com, and sign up for a 30-day free trial. See everybody tomorrow when we will go over what the actual number is. I'll talk some more about these the so-called trade wars, which, everybody's getting hysterical over that, except for me. And I told everyone, hey, that's not going to play out the way the zombies think. It's another example of a Brexit-type reaction, which is totally emotional and not based in any concrete understanding of what is going on. All right? You need to know these things because this is how you can take advantage of others who really have no idea, have no clue whatsoever as to what the impact of these policies are going to be. It's all about policy. I've said that so many times, but you have to understand what the impact of the policy is going to be. And you also have to realize that 100% of the people out there, and again, I use the term 100% because my group is so small, so tiny, that you might as well round off the others who we take money from consistently as the 100%. They get it wrong every single time. So it's easy for us. It is easy for us. All you have to work on is the mental game. That part, for many people, is not easy. But I show people and I help them to achieve a level of mental game that will allow the success to flow every single time. We don't lose. Remember, losing is a choice, and we choose to win. See everybody tomorrow. Bye-bye.